Live from the WTXL studios, this is ABC 27 Sunrise.
Right now on News at 5, Pope Francis is being inaugurated right now as the 17th Roman Catholic Pope. And kids across the nation will stand up against tobacco sales. And it's not a bird or a plane. The stunning video of the two men in specially designed wingsuits flying right through a narrow gap between skyscrapers. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, March 19th. I'm Abby Maurer. Thanks for waking up with us. We'll get to your news, traffic, and more in just a minute. But right now, let's check back in. Let's say good morning, rather, to meteorologist Sean Parker. Sean, busy morning for you.
You know what? Everything so far has been non-severe. That's the good news for me. However, a lot of early morning alarm clocks. A lot of folks turning on social media this morning that said, holy storms, my goodness. And it's been mostly a lightning-related thing. Heavy rain in there, yes. Gusty winds, yes. A couple of lightning strikes shook our building early this morning, too, and they continue to flash from, say, Brooks County, south and west, all the way through parts of Jefferson and Leon. And I tell you, once the storms got done in Gadsden County, it quieted down quick. So that's going to be a trend that you get to enjoy if you're, say, east of Tallahassee within the next, say, 45 minutes. But you got to get through 45 minutes first. Again, everything non-severe, just gusty winds, some lightning, even some small hail possible in here. But that's not an issue any longer as that line keeps weakening. Temperatures are right around 60. It's 61 in Tallahassee, 61 in Perry, 59 in Bainbridge. Had a line of rain that finally moved through late last night. That was the main push from a front that's just sagging to our north. And then what's moving through right now is a cluster of thunderstorms that got its act together across southern Mississippi, quickly marched its way eastbound, and now it's starting to weaken as it exits our eastern counties. So your bus stop forecast looks like this. Most of the showers and storms start to take an easterly shift, but currently they're in Jefferson, Waukulla, southern Leon, that area, moving their way east. We'll be in the low 70s by lunch as clouds start to break away, rain ends, and look at by the time you head home, right around 80. Kind of a tale of 2 days, much like yesterday was. And I tell you, with yesterday's rain, it was like somebody forgot to put the yeast in a bread recipe, because all the ingredients were there, just nothing to make them rise. So hopefully you were able to salvage a pretty good weather day. I had to cancel my tea time because of it, but still all the ingredients were there and things finally popped a little bit later on in the day, and we have the last bits to get through early this morning. Let's talk a little traffic and weather together now. 103.1 The Wolf's Big Moose, keeping an eye on some slick roadways, probably at least some debris out there on the roads. What's going on, Big Moose?
Yeah, we are seeing some wet roadways, so use some extra caution on your way out the road, on your way out to work or school this morning. A bunch of construction zones also going to be slowing you down this morning. A repaving project on Mahan continues to close lanes between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Also, Blueprint 2000, you'll see the intermittent lane closures eastbound on Gum Road again this week between 7:30 a.m. and 5. South Gadsden Street is going to be closed between College Ave and Jefferson Street until 4 o'clock for sewer work. And Longlaw remains closed at Olson Road, so you'll have to use Capitol Circle as an alternate route. We'll keep an eye on the roadways throughout the morning and get you another update in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Big Moose. This morning marks Inauguration Day at the Vatican with the official installation of Francis as the Bishop of Rome. Royalty, heads of state, and hundreds of thousands of the faithful are packing St. Peter's Square right now to mark this day for the new Pope. ABC's Devin Dwyer has the very latest.
He's officially been pontiff since first stepping out on that Vatican balcony. But for Francis, today's ceremony marks the formal beginning of his historic term. Part public celebration and part solemn ritual, cementing his role as head of the Roman Catholic Church and its 1.2 billion faithful worldwide. Francis accepts the symbols of the papacy at the tomb of St. Peter, the first pope, a lamb's wool vestment signifying the Pope as shepherd of his flock, and a gold-plated fisherman's ring, a reminder of Peter as a fisher of men, disciples. Then a holy mass before a packed basilica in St. Peter's Square, where more than 1 million people are expected. In the crowd are heads of state and religious leaders from around the world, including Jews, Muslims, and Buddhists. In the week since that white smoke, Francis has won fans around the world with gestures of humility and humor, and faced questions about his past in Argentina, including accusations he turned a blind eye to atrocities committed by Argentina's military rulers in the 1970s. On Monday, Francis met his former adversary, Argentina's President Cristina Kirchner, who clashed with the church over gay marriage and free contraceptives in hospitals.
The world is probably going to have a bit of a wake-up call when the Pope starts speaking about hot-button issues.
Vice President Joe Biden, the first Catholic American vice president, is in Rome representing the U.S. He will meet Pope Francis today for the first time. Devin Dwyer, ABC News, Washington.
The Florida House wants to use tens of millions of dollars from a national settlement to help teachers, nurses, and veterans get homes. House Republicans on Monday unveiled a comprehensive proposal to spend $200 million that the state received as part of a national settlement reached between lenders and 49 states. For more on that story, head to our website, Wtxl-Tv. Groups on both sides of the political spectrum believe Florida ethics bills being considered by the House and Senate are flawed and don't go far enough. Representatives from the Tea Party Network, Progress Florida, and Integrity Florida joined a former executive director of the Florida Commission on Ethics Monday to point out what they believe are flaws in the bills. While they say there are some good aspects to the bill, like more power to collect fines, there are also provisions they say make the state ethics laws weaker. And if you post private pictures of someone else online, you could end up in jail. That's if some Florida lawmakers get their way. A Senate committee unanimously passed a bill that would make the crime a felony. Your Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are all open for the world to see, but that could all change. Senator David Simmons says this type of behavior harms the reputations of minors and adults by blasting their private business across the web. His bill prohibits any person from posting someone else's nude and intimate pictures and videos along with their personal information on websites without their written consent.
Whether it's right or wrong or not. Matter of fact, teens joke about it. And you have to say, well, when is it harassment at some point? If they're joking about it, but how will you enforce it?
And he said, how would you enforce it? Well, tougher penalties. People who commit the crime could face second to third degree felonies. Simmons says that should be enough to stop the growing problem. Today, Florida Americans for Prosperity will host a rally on the front steps of the Florida Capitol over the rejection of Medicaid expansion. The rally will focus on the rejection of Medicaid expansion, the need for pension reform, and ending corporate welfare. House Speaker Will Weatherford, Majority Leader Steve Precourt, and Chairman Matt Hudson will all be speaking. The rally starts at 1:30 p.m. on the front steps of the Florida Capitol. Victory for Wtxl County residents who want to keep tobacco away from teens. Wtxl County commissioners voted unanimously Monday to redraft a bill on flavored tobacco products. It would only allow stores serving people 21 years of age and older to sell flavored tobacco. Any other merchants would be banned. Now, to give you some background here, the ordinance was first passed back in November 2012. It was supposed to go into effect February 1st of this year. But in January, the Wtxl County Commission decided to get rid of it. County officials say it's now back on the table to protect teens.
It's the largest cause of death that is preventable in the United States. And, we should all be working to reduce the amount of smoking, and smoking starts with our youth, and that's what all of this is about.
The county attorney is now in the process of drafting up the ordinance. It will then go back before the Board of Commissioners. And kids nationwide will stand up against tobacco today for the 18th annual Kick Butts Day. More than 1,200 events are planned across the nation. Kids will encourage their peers to stay tobacco-free. They will also educate their communities about the dangers of tobacco and what some call the tobacco industry's harmful marketing practices. For more information, check out our website, Wtxl-Tv, for a link to the Tobacco-Free Kids website. Ahead on Sunrise, caught on camera gunfire between police and a suspect, all captured by police dash cam. And a stunt across skyscrapers, how one man took to the skies in the death-defying feat.